Nebraska lost starting running back Dante Dowdell to the portal last night. So in today's video, I'm going to go over potential Husker transfer running back targets. I'm going to introduce you to who these guys are, what they bring to the table, and why I believe they would be game changers for the Big Red. So really quick, we have a loaded transfer portal update for you guys. Make sure to hit that like button. And also, we are 30 subscribers away from 9,000. Let's hit it today. If you're unsubscribed and a die-hard Husker fan, now is the time to subscribe. I post daily Nebraska football content, recruiting updates, transfer portal updates, breaking news, whatever you want, I got you covered. So please hit that subscribe button. I'm so grateful for every single one of you guys. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get into it. Going over this update, Nebraska running back targets in the transfer portal. Now, it was just announced last night that Dante Dowdell has entered the portal, a complete shock. Again, ran for over 600 yards this year with the Big Red, 12 touchdowns, was one of the best power backs we've seen with Nebraska in over a decade. And now we have a little bit of a predicament on our hands. Now, I talked about Emmett Johnson over the past week, and part of the reason Emmett Johnson came back to Nebraska is because they promised him a couple things. They bumped up his NIL. They promised him that he would at least split carries with Dowdell. He'd be in a good position to start. And they also told him that they weren't going to pursue a high-quality running back transfer. And that stood up. Nebraska has not offered a single running back in the portal up to this point, but they weren't anticipating Dante Dowdell leaving. So that changes a lot. Emmett Johnson returns, but besides him, you really don't have anybody else. You have Quinn Ives, who's really never took a carry in a real meaningful game. You have Mekhi Nelson, who really has never played either. He's a first-year guy. And then you have two true freshmen coming in. So you absolutely need a transfer in that room. I like Emmett Johnson. I think he's a starting running back. He's not a bell cow guy. He's proven he should get enough carries. He hasn't proven he should be the standalone guy. You need another person in that room. So for that reason, we absolutely need a transfer. I know people are going to say, what if Dante Dowdell comes back? I'm just not anticipating that happening. But let's get into the guys who I want in the transfer portal at that running back spot. Now, I have to mention this. We were all talking about Kewan, Lacy the other day. If Kewan Lacy is going to come to Nebraska, now he committed to Ole Miss last night, so unfortunately Kewan Lacy is off the table. But let's get into some real running back targets for Nebraska that I believe they should be going after. Well, first things first, this is the guy on top of my list. He goes by the name of Fluff Bothwell, true freshman running back from South Alabama, just entered the transfer portal. This guy, an absolute stud with 1 year with the Jaguars at over 800 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns on the ground, averaging over 7 yards a carry. Are you kidding me? That is an absolute beast stat line. Over 7 yards a carry. Absolutely. Sign me up on this guy. But you're going to see a common theme with these running back targets that I want. They all are bruisers. You know, Emmett Johnson's fine. Emmett Johnson's not a guy who's a bruiser running back who can really put his shoulder down and truck over a guy. That's what I liked about Dante and Emmett, is that they were a good yin and yang. I want another power back in this rotation. That's what we get here with Fluff Bothwell, a guy who, again, is a bruiser running back, can break a bunch of tackles. If you're on the goal line, give it to him. Over 7 yards to carry. Absolute stud. Now, look at the offer list already. He has a lot of significant offers. Again, USC, Miami, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Tulane, but he really hasn't went on any visits so far. So Nebraska could absolutely enter this process pretty quickly, I'd imagine. So watch out for Fluff Bothwell. This is a very coveted transfer, but the transfer portal moves quick. And we've already seen programs like USC. We've already seen Ole Miss get running back transfer commits. So they're going to be out of this playing field. They're not even going to try to go after Fluff Bothwell because they already got guys. So the longer this goes on, Nebraska needs to swoop in here and see if they can take him. But I really like Fluff Bothwell. Going to number 2, this is a familiar name. TJ Harden, 1 year of eligibility remaining. This is a senior running back transferring from UCLA. Had a really good game against Nebraska. I know a lot of us remember him. Again, he had 46 rushing yards. Actually, he didn't really have that good of a game versus Nebraska, but UCLA did have a good game versus Nebraska. They beat us. But TJ Harden's an absolute stud. He, again, ran for over 500 yards. He's a bruising running back, breaks a lot of tackles, 6'2". But you know what I like about TJ Harden? He can also catch passes. He had 300 receiving yards on 40 receptions for UCLA. That's what we need. We need a guy who can do a little bit of both. If you're on the goal line, give it to him, but he can also catch passes. And you know what he can also do? He can block. He's one of the best blocking running backs right now in the transfer portal. So I really like TJ Harden, a guy that I've been high on for a long time. Now, the only visit that's really been noted for him is Michigan State. He visited them earlier this week, but nothing really came of it. So Nebraska could absolutely enter this process and offer TJ Harden. Again, it should be noted, none of these guys I'm mentioning Nebraska's offered because Nebraska hasn't offered a single transfer running back. That has to change, and they have to get active here. And I imagine they will. I imagine that they will. All right, let's go over another one here. This guy, little MAC football running back. This is Terrion Stewart, transferring from Bowling Green, 1 year of eligibility left. I mean, the best way to describe this guy is a bowling ball, because that's what he is. Breaks a lot of tackles, goal line type of guy, 6 touchdowns, about 900 yards, averaging about 6 yards a carry. Again, 5'9", but he's 220 pounds, so he's a big boy. He is an absolute big boy, but again, I like Terrion Stewart a lot. I think he is a very quality running back, a guy who just adds depth to this room, but he's going to get a lot of playing time as well, and honestly does have NFL aspirations. He has a pretty good offer list. He got offered by USC a couple days ago. You look here, he got offers from Houston, Texas Tech, Arkansas, Central Florida, TCU, Memphis, right? So he actually has a pretty good offer list as well. But again, you can see a common theme with the guys I want. I want guys who, when you're on the goal line, let's give it to them for an easy touchdown. I want guys who can block. I want guys who are physical, who can lower the shoulder. Like, I love Emmett, and Emmett's proved to me that he could be a starting running back. Emmett has not proven to me, nor has he proven to anybody else, that he should be the bell cow back, and we should just be perfectly fine with the running back room the way it is. The running back room right now is not good. I'll be blunt with you guys. I don't believe the running back room that we have is very good. Again, Emmett's a good running back. Who else is there? Quentin Ives, who's never played. Mekhi Nelson, who's never played. You have 2 true freshmen. So it's paramount that Nebraska takes the transfer running back. And again, these are the type of guys I want, guys who can really lower the shoulder, make a play. Now, I know I'm going to get questions around some other guys. Ahmad Hardy was a guy that I talked about earlier in the process. Does not look great for Nebraska here. Again, they didn't offer him right immediately because of the Emmett Johnson thing. They told him, Emmett Johnson, they would not go after Ahmad Hardy. Well, they might go after him now, but I think it's too late with the way that the transfer portal's worked. He's already took a lot of visits, so don't really love our odds there. Quentin Joyner's another name I'm looking out for, but I don't know if we land him. Wayshawn Parker, not going to land him. Justin Hayes, not going to land him. So, again, those are the 3 guys that I'm looking out for. Of course, there's probably some others here that the Huskers might consider, but wanted to give you guys an update. Probably not Ahmad Hardy, but I know people are going to ask about that. And then, obviously, not Kewan Lacy, because Kewan Lacy just committed to Ole Miss. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below about these running backs that Nebraska's after. Thank you guys so much for 9,000. As of recording this, we're about 30 away. I'm assuming we hit it today. But again, I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm going to work tirelessly. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. We're going to 10,000, and then we're going to go to beyond that. But expect daily Husker football content all throughout the rest of 2024 and 2025. Nobody on YouTube does it like us. All right, guys, thank you guys for being awesome. Let me know down below your thoughts about these running back transfers in the comment section. Hey, if you made this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go Big Red, go Rhule, and see you in the next one.